Another movie on the list, Mad Max Furiosa. This is my first Mad Max movie, and I literally watched it only because it was added to streaming recently on HBO Max. I'm an idiot. I'm just gonna openly say that right now. I'm an idiot. I should have saw that in IMAX. I should have been tuned into Mad Max. I don't know what I was doing, but quite literally went in blind on this one, and it did not let me down at all. This is easily one of the best movies that I've seen this year. You gotta go see it. The use of color is amazing. The fact that this was like shot on IMAX just makes it even more great. Real film is not dead. At first, I felt the pacing was a little odd, and the first two chapters of the story they don't really click the barrier for me besides the opening sequence and the chase scene. But once it gets going, goddamn. The first defining factor that stood out to me about this movie was the use of color. From the oranges to the reds to even the contrast at night on the characters' faces, it's a beautiful display at work. And being that this movie is a sequel prequel, I thought that it would be jumbled between trying to develop its own story and drawing from other movies, but it's not the case. This film is genuinely its own thing. I feel like we gained so much perspective for the character, Furiosa, and how her character is portrayed in Fury Road, and us getting that background information onto how she's such a badass character. I have to say, this is much more grounded story, just due to the themes, and with this type of post-apocalyptic machinery and backdrops, you need something simple to follow. So for it being a regular revenge story, but with all of these cataclysmic and huge things going on, it makes the story feel super grounded and you can immediately connect with it. The first hour of the movie is a slow burner, but it makes up for these pacing issues with glimpses of brilliance and small details regarding the characters and dialogue. I mean, the foreshadowing is on another level. It's about 4 times in the movie where it was literally perfect innuendos to something we had seen before, and it just made the scene click even much more. So everything had like a true stake and meaning to what was being seen on screen. An unavoidable issue that did arise were some of the shots though. Some of the CGI scenes with the background and it being sped up like a caper film, I fucking hated that shit. But there are a lot of practical effects on the movie that make the movie a good look. I don't know, I'm in the middle between some of the CGI and some of the practical effects. If you can do it good, do it. But the green screen in the back and we're supposed to be in the desert and driving at fast speeds, it can throw you off just a little bit. And from what I'm hearing and reading, Fury Road is nothing like that. I believe the whole movie was shot practically, so everything looks clean and refinished. I can say and see that this was a massive project. And the director, George Miller, is getting older, so bringing in that CGI because you can't film in the desert for that long is a granted and an unavoidable issue with the movie to an extent is the CGI. But I do have to give leeway just because the director is of age to where being outside and recorded in the sand dunes is super grueling on the body, so he gets a pass. But this movie is easily a 4 out of 5, probably a 4.5 out of 5. The colors, the music, the sound design, the set design, it's a whole experience. I feel like a dumbass for not seeing it. I'm sorry, moviegoers. I'm now hip a little bit. Great movie. I definitely recommend. This is a thumbs up.